Hi there, Aquarius. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net, here to do your monthly reading for September 2017. Sorry these are a little late. I hope you're doing well. Everyone take a deep breath. My thoughts going to those in Houston. The Fool just came out for Capricorn. And okay, I shuffle these cards. I don't gather them all up as a group and put them back in the deck. So they're separated when I put them back in the deck, if that makes any sense. And I'm still getting the same cards. I feel like this theme comes up in all my readings. So I feel like they're all the same, but this month is a month about taking practical steps towards making your dreams come true. Ooh, you're the only one. I only have one other sign left that got such a lovey-dovey card, the Two of Cups. So maybe this is it. Maybe you guys have met someone, or maybe a relationship broke up or something, but there's something to do with a relationship that I think is the catalyst this month for making some changes. And so we have the Ten of Cups, which is my happily ever after card. So what is your happily ever after? Supposedly the American dream is like making shitloads of money and getting married and having 2.5 kids, right? Well, yeah, whatever. That is not everyone's happily ever after. So not what society tells you, not what your religion tells you, not what your family tells you, not what fairy tale you thought when you were growing up, but as an adult or however old you are, what is your happily ever after? What is your dream? I mean, some people's happily ever after, it's just going to look different to everyone. You may not ever want to get married. You may want to have a significant long-term relationship, but marriage is not, the act of getting married may not appeal to you. It may not be important to you. You may want to have kids. You may not want to have kids. You may want to have a career. You may want to, I have a friend and all she's ever wanted to do is be a mother. That's what she's always wanted. So there's no right or wrong. But it's knowing yourself and figuring out what that is. And then when you figure it out, you look at your life and you're like, damn, I'm awesome. I'm like totally on my goal. Or you're like, oh shit, I'm like nowhere near my goal. So what am I doing? And it's okay. It's like no one's ever necessarily going to, nothing's perfect all the time, but it's like we should be keeping it in mind and working towards it and keep, sort of adjusting as needed. Kind of like if you make the wrong turn and your GPS is take the first left turn you can to try to get you back on track. It's like we get sidetracked, shit happens, things happen, but we need to always try to be going back. For some of you, it's what you really want is a special relationship. So we can't force this to happen. I feel that those types of relationships they can't be forced. You can't wish or will them into, but you can increase your odds by, like me, I never do anything. I never go out. I don't do dating websites. Like the chance of me finding this is pretty low because I don't set myself up for the opportunity for it to happen. So if this is something that's really important to you, get out there. And there are lots of other things you can do besides like dating websites, which I know tons of people have met the love of their lives on it. So that's something, but you could do like a meetup, like a hiking group, something that do a co-ed or whatever you're interested in, baseball, I don't know, whatever your thing is. And even if you're like, well, I I'm a woman and I'm into men, but I really like to knit, and there just aren't many men at knitting. Well, you may meet a lady who's like, "Oh, you would be perfect for my son, or my brother is, so you never know. Like, get out there, do you, live your life, be happy, but increase your opportunities for success, if that makes sense. You want peace and quiet. You kind of like, it's this balance of living your best life, but you want it to be calm and peaceful. So maybe you're a little bit, oh, this is cute too, because it has these two like lovebirds. Oh, it's really sweet. It's very cute. Um, but it's like maybe your experiences, it's you're a little gun shy. It's like you want it to be calm and peaceful and chill. And you're just like a little bit afraid to bring the drama in. So on one hand, you want to start off on a new adventure, but on the other hand, you want things to be, you don't want to shake things up. You don't want to invite drama in where there is none. Something's going to happen this month that I think is going to be a catalyst for this. Is it's not like vindictive, it's not vindication, it's like oh, this came up for another sign too, validation. like like maybe you're going to find out like you had this horrible boss that was really like did not treat you well, but you had to leave the job because they've just been, and then you find out like they got fired because they got caught doing something really, you know inappropriate, not okay. And you're just like, oh, I knew it, I knew that person like treated me really poorly. That happened to me actually. Someone got fired. She would yell at me, like she was abusive. It was unbelievable. um and I don't know why they couldn't get rid of her, but they finally did, because she finally really declared herself. She was pretty good at being, you know, she was crafty at, she knew whose ass to kiss and who she could be nasty to, and she made sure she did it in a way that it was hard for her to get caught. But I was just like, people were like, well, I had even friends of mine like, well, Jen, like someone else took the job after me. Well, she doesn't get her feelings hurt as easy as you do. Like, it was my fault. I was too sensitive. And then that person left. So I felt I was like, she couldn't deal with her anymore. So I was like, but then she got fired. And not that I want anyone to get fired, but she did. I mean, she deserved it. So some sort of situation where, or maybe, maybe someone left you for someone else, and then you like run into that person. They're like, they were horrible to me, and I'm sorry that I was involved in that situation, and I see it for what it was. And it's just like, it just feels good to be validated that I wasn't the crazy one. I wasn't making that up. And um, it will just feel good. If you're having a legal situation, you have really a lot of, these are all positive cards, so things will be fair. Um, I think it's like time to invest in yourself, in your happily ever after. Time to look at the long game, the big picture, where you really want to go, where you really want to end up, and start making plans. But know that it may not be something that you are going to instantly be able to make happen. So if you wanted to, um, we'll just say if you wanted to move, well, okay, you have kids that are in school and you don't want to move them, but you can start, you have a couple more years till they're out of school, or whatever the situation is. You can start decluttering. You can start looking for where you want to live, getting an idea of the job opportunities there. You can still start the planning, saving money for it, saving money for the move, um, paying off debt so you're in a good position to get a new mortgage. All those types, like there's a lot of prep work that can be happening for you, so that when you are ready to move on with the Fool, you've done a lot of work. Now in relationships, this can be doing inner work. You know what I mean? Like the hanged man, if you're not moving forward right now with something, the hanged man says, say you find and this will never happen, but say you find yourself hung up in a tree. There are lots of different ways to approach it. You can sit there and go, well, this effing sucks. I'm stuck in a stupid tree. And you can struggle and scream yourself hoarse and be pissed off. And it's just expending an enormous amount of energy on something absolutely futile. You're not getting down. No one's around. You're stuck. Or you could say, well, this is unfortunate, and maybe I shouldn't have been texting while I was walking and I would have seen this trap. Or maybe, you can sort of consider maybe what you contributed to the situation that you may have been ended up here. But then you can also say, I'm so busy, I never get to just hang out. And now that I'm hanging here, I'm looking at things. Wow, I'm seeing things really differently. Like, I always tell people in this card, like, go outside and stand on your head. Like, it's disorienting because you never look at the world from that point of view. But this month would be asking you to look at your situation from a different point of view, and you may really see opportunities, or that you just would have missed if you just been going through the motions and doing things the same way you've always been doing it. So it's an energy of doing something different, of really dreaming. What is your goal, your dreams, your happily ever after? Reassess those, because they may be different than you thought than they were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even 1 year, even a month ago, if something happened that has changed your perspective. So don't be afraid to revisit things with your significant other, with your family. Bring things up for discussion, up for change. You have Justice and the Queen of Swords. It's really is time to declutter and cut away things. This is a constant process of pruning, of cutting away things that may be holding you back from moving forward. But it's time to start taking the first step. These two together is really to start taking practical steps to move forward, to start creating the life that you want. You may be making room for a new person in your house. You may want a different home, that you can start a home together. But you're starting off on a new journey, most likely for quite a few of you, it may be in a romantic relationship, but it doesn't have to be limited to that. But it's time. It's time. I guess that's what I feel like I need to say for some of you. It's time. It's time to go. It's time to move on. It's okay. It's time, even if you don't know what that outcome is going to be. It's time to step out in a new direction. Okay, thank you, Aquarius. Take care. I'll see you at the next video.